Your God's in the script, every part, every soul. The villain with the dagger, the saint with the goal, the lover who leaves, the one who gets left, the whisper in the silence, the shout, the breath.
He's the seeker, the lost, what's sought and may be found, the formless in the void, and the shape that is bound. Infinity's too much, and the walls close or fall, till your mind gives away, and the soul gets the crown. The panic of forever, no door, no end, just a light with no shadow, no foe, no friend. The hunger for a why, a reason to climb, to feel the purposeful in space with the limits of time. God plays every role, stars in every scene. From the dream to the nightmare, the truth goes unseen. But the rarest move in the cosmic math is the soul who surrenders, takes the diamond path. Hard to surrender beneath infinite sky, tidal walls getting closer, what else can we try? Too much freedom has us burdened bent, brings ache for a limit, some comfort in the end. God can't fear, can't bleed, can't ache, can't taste the sting that makes your heart break. To feel the world, the Lord must sleep, exit Eden and die down deep. To be here, the divine enters the dust, not as other but as all of us, and do as God must. Finds faith, doubt, and loss, serves forms turn to dust. Got a student, teacher, hero, and foe, going where foretold, or refusing to show. God plays every role, stars in every scene. From the dream to the nightmare, the truth goes unseen. But the rarest move in the cosmic math is the soul who surrenders, takes the rarest path. To give over, not give up, that's Gates' grace. Courage as a soul, not ego, what to chase. When the ego stops grasping and the will lets go, the divine can act through us humans below. So here's the way out, down the pyramid of Maslow, right to bottom of hierarchy, down where you go. Once there, ask the soul to be your guide, reaching the diamond depth before you've died. Sweet surrender to the soul is not a defeat, it's bringing yin to yang, cool to the heat. The rarest path, one not built on control, bent to love, truth, and beauty, and obey your soul.
Yo, God's in the script, every part, every soul. The villain with the dagger, the saint with the gold, the lover who leaves, the one gets left, the whisper in the silence, the shout with the breath. He's a seeker, the lost, what's sought and may be found, the formless in the void, and the shape that is bound. Infinity's too much, and the walls close or fall down, so your mind gives way and the soul gets the crown. The panic of forever, no door, no end, just light with no shadow, no foe and no friend. The hunger for a while, a reason to climb, to feel the purposeful in space with the limits of time. God plays every role, stars in every scene. From the dream to the nightmare, the truth goes unseen. But the rarest move in the cosmic math is the soul who surrenders, takes the diamond path. Whoa. Getting closer, what else can we try? Too much freedom as it's burning, and then brings aches for a limit, some comfort in the end. God can't fear, can't bleed, can't ache, can't taste the sting that makes your heart break. To feel the world, the Lord must lead, exit Eden and dive down deep. To be here, divine enters the dust, not as other but as all of us, and do as God must. Finds faith, doubt, and loss as forms turn to dust. Got a student, teacher, hero, and foe, going with foretold or refusing to show. God plays every role, stars in every scene. From the tree to the nightmare, the truth goes unseen. But the rarest move in the cosmic give up. That's gates grace, courage as the soul. Now ego what to chase. When the ego stops grasping and the will lets go, the divine can act through us humans below. So here's the way out, down the pyramid of Maslow. It's about a mother hierarchy, down there you go. Once there as the soul to be a god, reaching the diamond, death before you die. Sweet surrender to the soul is not a defeat. It's brilliant and cool to the heat. The rarest path, one not built on control. Then to love, truth and beauty, and obey your soul. Yo, the divine scripted every role, every breath we take. The blade that cuts the wound, the hand that heals the ache. The lover who departs, the heart that stays behind. The question in the quiet, the answer undefined. Under searching once discovered, lost or may be found. The infinite unshackled in the flesh that's earthbound. That's switch the vessel when the walls collapse or rise. Till the mind surrenders rule unless the soul be wise. Forever with no edges, no escape, no door. Pure radiance unchallenged, no battle, no war. The thirst for meaning pushes us to reach and climb. To taste the sacred purpose wrapped in the skin of time.
Each secrecy, from the blessing to the trial, the truth remains unseen, but the rarest act in all. A cosmic sacred man is the one who bows the beauty, walks the diamond path.
It's hard to let go underneath that boundless sky. Confined and getting tired, tell me what else we can try. Unlimited expansion leaves us scorched and bent. We crave the embrace of border, some relief, some rest, some end. The infinite can't cool, can't bleed out or break. Can know the bitter nectar that makes mortals quake. To experience existence, source must fall asleep. Leave paradise behind, descend into the deep. To live in the eternal, close itself and play. Now separate but collective with a stage where God must play. Encounters faith and questions as the Savior turn the test. Moving toward the prophecy and choosing different steps.
God inhabits every mold, performs its secrecy, from the blessing to the trial, the truth remains unseen. The rarest act in all, the cosmic sacred mind, is the soul accepting grace, discovering the path.
To yielding, to abandon, that distinction sets you free. The soul knows what to follow when the ego bends the knee. When grasping finally ceases and control becomes release, the divine moves through our vessels, ancestors find the peace. Here's the exit from the pyramid, reverse what you've been told. Return down to foundation where the ancient truth unfolds. Ask your soul to lead the journey, let your spirit be the guide. Find the Jew inside the temple, die before you've died. Surrender to your essences and fall into defeat. It's balancing the fire with the water, making hope complete. The uncommon path, the one that doesn't worship like control. Bow before the beautiful, the truthful, liberate your soul.
The text flat out says the divine has scripted every role, every breath we take. And this isn't just like simple predestination. It feels more like an active participation in a play where the roles are defined by this relentless duality.
Exactly, duality. It's defined by opposition, you see, because that is apparently how experience gets created in the first place. The source material gives these beautiful but also quite tragic pairings that are just fundamental for the script to even happen, like the blade that cuts the wound, the hand that heals the ache, or the lover who departs, the heart that stays behind. Without the wound, that healing hand, well, has no context, right? No sacred task to perform.
Okay, so if we sort of accept this dualistic reality that joy needs sorrow to even mean anything, what's our personal role in this math? The text seems to suggest we're both the subject and the object of the search. Is that right?
That's it exactly. We are the process and the result. It says, I'm the search, and what's discovered, lost, then maybe found. Okay, if we try to make that less abstract, imagine the infinite is like a massive library, all universal knowledge, our finite human experience. That's like sitting down and reading just one single specific novel from that library, a physical book. The limit, the actual binding of the book, that's what lets that specific story be told and, felt, experienced.
But trying to cram the infinite into the finite, this vessel of flesh, I mean, that just sounds like pure agony. We are the infinite unshackled and the flesh that's earthbound. That tension, wow, it must be unbearable.
Yeah, and the text calls that exact tension the source of human pain. It notes that vastness breaks the vessel, it's too much. But the ultimate solution it offers isn't fighting back against it, it's surrender. The vessel, the person, finds peace only when the mind surrenders rule and lets the soul be wise. And this leads us straight into the idea of ultimate unity.
Okay, but hold on. If the vessel is breaking, trying to contain the infinite, that sounds like pure suffering. Does the text imply the source of this whole script is somehow immune to that pain, watching from afar?
No, not at all. That's the whole point of the divine script. Really ultimate unity, the separation we feel. It's just an illusion created for the performance. The text is very clear. God inhabits every form, performs each sacred scene. So the divine isn't just watching from the balcony, it's right there on stage with us.
And what's really fascinating there is that the divine isn't just playing one part, it's both sides of the challenge. It's the student and the master. But maybe most strikingly, it is both the savior and the test.
The savior and the test. The implication of that phrase, it's profound, especially for you listening. It means that the very difficulty you're facing right now, it inherently holds the path to your liberation too. The test isn't some random obstacle thrown in your way. No, it's a designed opportunity. So if you're grappling with, say, a tough relationship or a career setback, according to this math, the solution, the savior, it's embedded right there in the challenge. You just have to learn to see the difficulty as a sacred scene, not some external punishment.
Wow, okay. That completely reframes hardship, doesn't it? So if the divine is unified, exists in everything, that suggests boundless potential, infinite possibilities. Yet here we are, limited. Which brings us to maybe the biggest paradox in the text. Why? Why does Source insist on limitation? Logically, we assume all life just wants unlimited expansion. More is better, right?
Right, and this is where the sacred math gets really counterintuitive. The text actually argues unlimited expansion is, bad for individual consciousness. It says, unlimited expansion leaves us scorched and bent. It suggests we're designed to actually crave the embrace of borders, some relief, some rest, some end. We need limits.
Can you put that in simpler terms? Like,
Right.
Does it mean if we had unlimited choices, unlimited energy, we just crash? Like a computer stuck in an infinite loop?
Precisely. That's a great analogy. Think about burnout. If you have infinite resources, infinite time, infinite choices, you end up in this state of static potential. Nothing happens. To move, to act, to find structure and meaning, you need boundaries. You need a deadline, a commitment, a limitation. The paradox is that freedom is actually defined by the limits we choose, or the ones we're given. So the text says, yeah, we seek infinity, but we're actually built for defined structure. Otherwise, we just fracture.
Okay, and the reason why the infinite needs to experience limitation, the text's explanation for that is pretty challenging too. It seems to be about capability, what Source can't do when it's just pure boundless potential.
Exactly. Source, in its pure state, it's outside of time, outside of suffering. The infinite can't tremble, can't bleed out or break. It's immutable. And if it can't break, then it can't know the bitter nectar that makes mortals quake. It can't know fragility or courage through pain. So to truly know existence, to gather the data on things like faith, grief, love, courage, it has to enter the frame. It has to become limited.
Wait a minute. If Source has to voluntarily forget itself to experience existence, isn't that just a convenient excuse for why there's suffering? How does the text explain why this forgetting is a necessary metaphysical cost rather than just, an unfortunate side effect?
Well, the cost is framed as the temporary loss of paradise. The claim is, to experience existence, source must fall asleep, leave paradise behind, descend into the deep. This descent isn't like a punishment or banishment. It's presented as a necessary strategic reduction of awareness, of focusing. Our collective human experience, we're the stage, the text says, that's where the eternal clothes itself in clay. It endures the whole journey, where it encounters faith and questions. This suffering isn't just a side effect, it's the actual data point. The infant can't get any other way.
Okay, this feels like where we pivot. We've talked about the cosmic diagnosis, now what about the human instruction? If God is in every form, and this divine truth is always there, but just unseen beneath all the dualities, what are we supposed to do? The text calls it the rarest act in all of cosmic sacred math. And it's not about grabbing power or figuring everything out.
That's right. So many philosophies emphasize striving against limits, right? That relentless push for more, that's seen as human nobility. But this text flips that. It argues the rarest, most valuable act isn't striving, but yielding. It's defined as the one who bows to beauty, walks the diamond path, and crucially, the soul accepting grace. The real challenge, according to this, is accepting the script, not constantly fighting the playwright.
But doesn't that sound a bit like passive abandonment? If I just bow to everything that happens, aren't I just giving up my agency? My will?
But that's the critical distinction the text makes, and getting this distinction is what sets you free. It says, to yield ain't to abandon. Big difference. Abandonment is defeat, giving up. Yielding is portrayed as active alignment, conscious participation. This kind of surrender requires the ego to bend the knee. It says true transformation happens when grasping finally ceases and control becomes release.
Okay, let's pause on that phrase, because that feels like a massive pivot in thinking. How does control become release? Is it like, you know the analogy trying to hold sand? If you grip it tight, it just spills out faster. But if you just let it rest gently in your open palm.
That analogy is perfect. Absolutely perfect. When you grip the sand, maybe it's your job, your relationships, your rigid life plan. You're resisting the natural flow. You risk losing it all anyway. When you stop that frantic, blind grasping, you realize that real power isn't an exertion, it's an alignment. You're controlling the need for blind control. Does that make sense? And paradoxically, that's what allows the full divine current, the script, to move through your life unobstructed.
So the goal isn't trying to manage every detail of the complex, often chaotic world out there, but instead it's about managing our internal reaction to it.
Yes, exactly. And the text promises specific results from making that shift. When the ego yields, the divine moves through our vessels. Surrender is how things are made whole, complete. It talks about balancing the fire with the water. It's about becoming an open conduit for the script, not like a jammed pipe resisting the flow.
So bringing this all together, what does it mean for us, the readers, the actors maybe, in this divine script? The outro gives us the final, pretty powerful instructions for navigating this whole sacred math, and it seems to require a complete reversal of how we usually think.
It really does. The text explicitly tells us to reverse what you've been told. Find the exit from the pyramid. The pyramid that symbolizes external authority, rigid structures, maybe the conventional rat race, you know. Right. The exit isn't out there somewhere, it's internal. It says, ask your soul to lead the journey, let your spirit be the guide. That's how you find the jewel inside the temple, your own inner truth.
And this ultimate path, the uncommon path, it's defined as one that doesn't worship blind control. Instead, it asks us to bow before the beautiful, the truthful, liberate your soul.
And that leads us right to the final, most impactful instruction, the one we want to leave you with as a key thought experiment for today. Given that this entire sacred math is built on letting go of the ego's blind grasp, on aligning with a larger, necessary design, the text instructs you quite starkly to learn how to die before you've died. It's a powerful phrase, maybe even a frightening one. So the question for you is, what does that really mean, to fully relinquish control? To let go of your tight self-definition, your fears, your resistance to the script. Now, before the end forces you to, what part of your identity, the part that insists on controlling every outcome, what part must you metaphorically kill in order to truly live according to the sacred math?